Okay, so I have a problem. I have a lot of problems. One of my problems is that, and I'm sorry, I work in fast food, and if anybody works in fast food, they know that I have this problem. This problem is called lack of patience.
Your problem has problems.
Yeah, I'm just so salty. Like, I'm sorry, but when I'm taking orders for hundreds of people a day inside of a restaurant, and the first thing they do is walk straight up to the counter, get as close to the counter as they can, look straight up at the menu with mouth agape, wide-eyed and bewildered.
Counter.
Yeah, it's like they're practically just standing on the counter, staring up at the menu, mouth agape.
What is that?
Like, a deer in headlights.
It's like they saw a face of God in the menu. It was like,
Yes, they saw the face of God in the McDonald's menu. And some of them probably did, because when I worked at McDonald's, I was still living in the South. This is my biggest pet peeve. Nothing aggravates me more than when you do that, and then instead of telling me what item you want, the item you've been staring at for the last 15 minutes or more, because this actually happens, instead of saying it, instead of using your words, instead of sounding it out, instead of articulating,
like
you point up at the menu and go, I want that. And then, after I've contorted my body and turned and gotten into a position that is incredibly uncomfortable for me to see what you are pointing at, and ask you, are you sure? Okay, that is blah, 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 you want that. And they're like, yeah. And I turn around and ring it up, and they go, wait, how much is it? I'm like, oh my, just cry. Really? Seriously? Really? You're gonna do this? You're gonna do this now? You were just staring at it for 5 fucking minutes. You can't see for yourself how much it is? How did you make it this far in life? And why are you coming to a fast food restaurant and tormenting people with your ignorance?
I started to ask this of a customer, but do you have a driver's license? I just need to know how stupid you are.
I don't mind working at my job. I like my job. I like making the food. I like being there with my coworkers.
I didn't really like making food.
I like doing the other prep and cleaning and other stuff that's got to be done in a restaurant. But I don't even mind doing, working in drive-thrus that much. Because at least then, everybody has got a hurry-up kind of mentality. Even the customers sometimes are like, I just want to get my food and go home. Right? But the people that come inside are probably some of the most ignorant people I've ever had to deal with in my entire life. And I'm not even exaggerating here. I'm just not. I can't stand it. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it when, really, literally only 1 out of 10 people who come into the freaking restaurant are capable of doing something other than staring at the menu and drooling.
As you can tell by now, we all had, a restaurant experience in our jobs. We had to deal with stupid people. I had my fair share of them. I even dealt with stoners at one point. It was funny. But, yes, I do know what it's like to have stupid people. Especially the ones that get angry at you and annoyed at you for no reason.
Right?
Because one night I was at drive-thru and this is back when I was at McDonald's. Our truck didn't come in yet, so we were out of a bunch of stuff that this guy wanted. He starts yelling at the girl up front because she kept telling him what we were out of, and he acted like it was her fault. It was bullcrap like that happened. He came up to my window. He yelled, "I want to see your manager." Just drove off.
Was he not going to wait for the manager?
He drove the first...
I want to see her manager! Slam on the gas pedal.
I was on the back window. He drove up, gave me the most pissed off look I've possibly seen in years. So I want to see your manager! I was like, okay, first window, please. Because that's where the manager has to talk to him, at first window.
Yeah.
Or that's where I work.
I just don't understand how so many people... I mean, maybe they just don't realize that they're doing it, and I'm a very understanding person, okay? I am very understanding. I try to put myself in other people's shoes and understand that when someone's in a bad mood, they probably had something really shitty happen to them in the last couple of days, weeks, or even just recently.
I mean, even if I'm angry,
but I just don't understand how some of you can be so ignorant. And so rude.
And so cruel.
And so falsely entitled, because nobody is entitled to anything. You're just not. Not if you come into my restaurant and treat me like crap. You're entitled to an ass whooping. That's what you're entitled to. I understand, being angry and maybe accidentally taking it out on somebody you don't know. And I guess the majority of you just don't know that you're doing it, but you're doing it, and it's really pissing me off. And it's not that I hate my job. I actually like my job. I just don't like talking to the unwashed masses at my job.
Basically, it's
And I hated it even more in the South because you get them good old country boys that think they know what's best about everything, and they don't. Nothing against anybody in the South. I love you guys. I love you guys a lot.
But just the ones
I miss
that are
you,
rude.
but I don't know. I'm somewhere in the middle now. Somewhere in the middle. I'm not gonna say where in the middle. And
She loves some of you, she hates some of you.
yeah, it's like 50-50. Like, so, like there's a 50-50 chance it's gonna be a good day or a bad day, and I just can't. I can't take being quiet about this anymore, and I'm really, 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 really sick of seeing the stupid argument about if you don't want minimum wage, don't have minimum skills, fast food's only meant for high school kids that hang out with their dorky friends. I'm like, okay, there's some serious holes in that logic, because if you're trying to get your McDouble at 11 o'clock at any time other than summertime when there's at school, that's kind of a problem. The restaurants cannot be open if they are meant only for high school kids. They can't do it because half their workforce is in school learning the skills you want them to have to not work in fast food. There's some serious holes in that logic, and I'm not upset about minimum wage aspect of it. I'm upset about, I can't believe you're using that for an argument.
I'm just happy I was getting paid something.
Yeah, seriously, like, there are some serious pros and cons to working in fast food. Some of the pros, you get paid, you get money. Don't turn your nose up at a job just because it's fast food. If I can put up with it for as long as I have, anybody should be able to do it. Okay, anybody. And I have a seriously bad temper. I will flip my fucking shit at anything. You can ask anybody. You can ask Princess. He's been the cause of it more times than I can remember.
He really has.
He really has.
And sometimes we sit there and watch it unfold, and it's really funny.
But there are some serious pros and cons to working in a fast food restaurant, which is the majority of restaurants that I've worked in. Some of the pros. Your coworkers. I mean, obviously you get paid, but your coworkers. 9 times out of 10, at least in my experiences, my coworkers have been some of the greatest people I have ever met in my life. I love these guys. I would do anything for these guys, especially my coworkers now. I'm not going to do any shout-outs because I don't want to be all sentimental and crap. I don't like doing stuff like that. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into work depressed, sad, or just pissed off. And one good night at work, it takes all of that away. It's like it never happened. The thing is that, like, and this might just be at my store and where I'm working in particular, it's just, I think everybody realizes that we're all in the same shitty little boat, so we're all trying to row it together so none of us drown.
And then there comes the bloody torpedoes.
And then there come the torpedoes, but at least we're still helping each other out. Cons. I'm sorry, those are all the good things I have about working in a restaurant. I'm sorry, cons.
Based off experience.
Your customers are shitty. Some of your coworkers can be shitty. Sometimes you're the only one doing all the work. Sometimes...
I mean, there are some good customers and some good coworkers, but the shitty ones is what makes it, well, shittier than it needs to be.
Yeah, like, I try not to be pessimistic about it. I really, really try really hard not to be pessimistic about all of this. But I'm sorry, when I've got some redneck shouting at me that I haven't given him enough sauce...
The fuck?
Then I've got a problem.
Who the hell complains about that?
Oh, so many people. You have no fucking idea. You have no idea whatsoever. I hate, just the other night, this actually happened, like, literally, last night.
What happened?
At work. This was the first, and he said this on the phone, first bad experience he had with our store, and he was so upset about his food being made wrong. When it was an easy fix, we offered to refund his money, we offered to remake his food, and no. Instead, he said he wouldn't feel bad at all if he called corporate and got every single person there fired. Well, obviously, that's not going to happen, because who would run the store and make the money for the corporate people to buy their gigantic boats and whatever? But that is just a straight hateful fucking thing to say because someone put lettuce on your burger. Like, I'm so sorry that your hands are broken, I guess, and you couldn't fix it yourself. I'm sorry that your butt hurt. But if you seriously don't stop screaming in my ear, you're going to be butthurt a lot worse. I'll go get that cactus and shove it straight up your ass. Anal cactuses for everybody.
Yay!
Anal cactuses for all cowboy butt sex. Because, fuck you. That's why. Some other awful restaurant experiences I've had before is, like, I worked third shift at a McDonald's in a small town in Alabama for, like, 2 years. And I worked that third shift for about a year. And there was this one guy that worked with us who I don't even know how he was still employed there. I don't know how he got the job there. I don't know how he had as many hours as he had. But he had to have been the just most useless piece of human waste I have ever worked with. I mean,
talking
all in
about who I
all,
think you are?
shut up for a minute. Don't say any names.
No, I'm not.
I know you know who I'm talking about. Don't say any names.
I'm not gonna say anything. I think I know who you're talking about. I think you told me about.
Yeah,
them
I've talked about him a lot.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you how close I've come to having aneurysms. I can't tell you how many ulcers I've had because of this guy. I can't tell you how many shifts I worked with him on third shift where I was literally doing double the work for 10 hours straight because he was dicking around.
I never understood how he was still...
And I will mention this, is that my boss was kind of a dick, but it was understandable why he was a dick because... I mean, seriously, if you're a McDonald's GM and you work with nothing but kids every damn day of your life, and this was your paycheck, and this was the job you had to keep because your wife and kids depended, I would be a dick too, alright? Especially after dealing with this guy. And I remember the best day of my career there at McDonald's was when my boss walked up to this guy and go, "What's it like, man?" And the guy goes, What's what like? And my boss goes, "What's it like to have your thumb shoved up your ass and get paid for it?"
Damn.
Damn is right. I was like, holy shit.
Hey, boss
really...
man, come over here. I'm going to give you a high five.
He really went there. Oh my god. It's always comforting to see, like, when a boss notices that one of your coworkers just isn't doing their share.
Trust me, I know how that feels.
I always feel like karma is on my side when that happens.
I like feel some kind of wave of emotion for the bosses, like, you are people.
All I have to say about my store, and if there's anybody from my store watching this, is I really love you guys.
Yeah.
Like,
I
for the most part...
They're really nice.
Oh yeah, for the most part, shut up, phone. I don't... Just fuck you.
Yeah, that was her phone going off. Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that. Fuck off.
Probably said coworkers that knows that we're talking about them.
Yeah. I didn't feel like putting up any cheeky pictures for this. I didn't feel like doing a whole lot of editing to this video. I'm sorry. I just wanted to get some things off my chest, and we accidentally...
This would be a podcast.
Anything, whatever. Shut up, Reggie. Stop interrupting me. I swear to God, I will throat punch you so fucking hard.
She's holding
I
a
am
knife.
I am not in the goddamn mood. There is no knife, but there's a Powerade bottle. I will shove it straight up your ass.
Wait, what
there.
the fuck were you holding then?
Powerade bottle.
Oh, no. What the hell?
Oh, no, that was this cleaning cloth for my glasses.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
No, really, I just did not notice that the Between Me and the Night video we uploaded earlier was the same as last week's video because it was labeled differently and I thought it was number 5 and it wasn't, so I'm angry about that too. I just can't get anything to go right recently, and I'm still fucking pissed about it. All of the female characters in all these video games we've been playing for the channel that I'm attracted to are dying off or leaving, and I'm depressed and heartbroken. Shut up.
Yeah, there's still one live.
Wait, who?
That lady?
Oh, no, shit. Nope.
Rainbow, this is gonna come out after that, you know that?
No, it's coming out tonight.
Well, okay, we'll just, fuck it.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to censor that out for your safety.
Yeah, screw it. But yes, there is still one live, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, there is one that hasn't died, but I'm so... And Sir Reginald tells me that some of you think I'm married. And, first of all, you're wrong. Second of all, you're right. Here's a list of all my virtual wives and female NCPs that I'm attracted to. The number 10 being my most favoritist of all time. Like, if this woman was real, I would probably stalk her, and then she would...
Hey, lady, there was...
Shut up for... Stop oh my god, stop interrupting me. I swear to God. You've been doing that all fucking day.
I think, like, altogether, there was, like, 3 or 4, wasn't there?
No, I'm talking about, like, just all together and all the games I've played.
Oh.
Yeah, here, I'll put the list back up again, just in case anybody missed anything. Number 10 being my most favoritist. I'm holding the bottle to his throat. Number 10 being my most favoritist of all time. If this woman was real, I'd stalk her, and then she'd probably put a restraining order up against me or something, whatever. Sometimes I'm sad that she's not real.
Well, she is.
That's really creepy.
Depends
I'm sorry.
If she had a voice actor?
I'm sorry, I'm creepy. Yeah, but that's not the... It's not the same! Shut up!
Who is it?
You can watch the video and see the list. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah. There's a list.
This involves video game characters, and as you've seen by now, because I obviously don't have the list right now in my hands as I'm recording this.
It's in your head.
It's in my head, and some of these are anime characters, none of these people are real. Because I'm sad, and I don't have a real life, or goals, or, stuff. to do other than go to work and be bitter and angry that the majority of my customers freaking hate my guts, and I don't blame them.
No, we blame them.
Funny story, one time some lady in the drive-thru called me a jackass, and I had to remember that just because she's right doesn't mean that she knows that she's right. You know what I mean? I seriously sat there for a second and debated whether or not to kick her out of the drive-thru. I mean, because I'm like, she's not wrong, I am a jackass, but she has no way of knowing that, and that makes my job easier for like 5 seconds, so I kicked her out of the drive-thru.
Are you sure she wasn't staring at a rearview mirror when she said that? I was like, I'm gonna talk to myself here.
On a serious note, though, I did have to kick her out of the drive-thru. She was threatening the customers behind her, and I'm like a freak about getting my drive-thru times because, you know, I like having goals sometimes, and I guess drive-thru times is a good goal to have, but she was messing that up, and I couldn't get them down if she was scaring off the customers behind her, so I kicked her out of my drive-thru.
I used to do that too. I had goals.
I'm like, ma'am.
It was like 15 seconds.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. Get out of my drive-thru. I don't like you. Click.
Is that really what you said to her?
The very first time somebody put me on a headset, I didn't want to do it, so when someone came through the drive-thru, I literally clicked on the headset and said, "Hi, what kind of food do you want?" And they pulled me off the headset right away. Because apparently that's not something you're supposed to do or say to people.
Didn't they teach you what to say?
Yeah, they told me what to say, I just ignored them.
The fuck?
Yeah, I kind of just do what I want. But no. I have wives. I have lots of wives. I have work wives. I have video game wives. I have anime wives. I think I have one work husband. But that's a very weird situation in general. Yeah. Hey, buddy.
What happened to no names?
Well, yeah, fuck it. Fuck. Yeah, but whatever, that's my rant. I kind of feel better now. I kind of don't. So, yeah.
Again,
Stay salty.